Hello, I'm Brent Gardner, and this is the NRA-ILA Grassroots News Minute for Friday, April 8th. Here with today's first story is correspondent Krista Cupp.
Thanks, Brent. Blaming America for Mexico's problems has been something of a national pastime for Mexican politicians for many years. In keeping with tradition, Mexican President Felipe Calderón has been blaming Mexico's astronomically high murder rate on Americans who buy drugs and who sell guns, rather than on the Mexican drug cartels who commit a vastly disproportionate share of those murders, and the historic corruption in Mexico from which the wicked cartels have spawned. However, an article published by the Mexico City newspaper La Jornada suggests that President Calderón might better serve the good people of his country by looking to the southern border instead of north. As explained in English by the Latin American Herald Tribune, quote, "The most fearsome weapons wielded by Mexico's drug cartels enter the country from Central America, not the United States," according to U.S. diplomatic cables disseminated by WikiLeaks and published on Tuesday by La Jornada newspaper. Items such as grenades and rocket launchers are stolen from Central American armies and smuggled into Mexico via neighboring Guatemala, the U.S. Embassy in Mexico City reported to Washington. The article also refers to, quote, "Fast and Furious," an element of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives Project Gunrunner operation that allegedly knowingly allowed more than 1,700 firearms to be smuggled into Mexico from our country, including those that may have been used to murder U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry in December and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Special Agent Jamie Zapata in February. Increasingly, the question is who knew about the operation and when. President Obama has stated that neither he nor Attorney General Eric Holder were aware of the scheme. And last week, U.S. Representative Darrell Issa, chairman of the House Committee on Oversight and Government Reform, issued a subpoena to the Justice Department demanding that the BATFE respond to his March 16th request for information about the operation, the deadline for which has now already passed. The BATFE now has until April 13th to respond to Representative Issa's subpoena, and we will be sure to keep our members posted on any new developments. And now, back to you, Brent.
Thanks, Krista. And now for the outrage of the week. This week's outrage comes to us from the Garden State, where insult has literally been added to injury for Mr. Jeffrey Mueller. This outrage was precipitated by an incredible act of mistaken identity. According to a recent story on the NJ.com Star Ledger editorial page, Jeffrey Mueller, a pet store owner from Sussex County, New Jersey, happens to have the same name as an alleged New York power broker. Unfortunately for Mr. Mueller, his namesake ran afoul of 5 men from Missouri, apparently bilking them out of $500,000. The 5 thugs mistakenly targeted this Jeffrey Mueller for revenge. They assaulted him, shocked him with a stun gun, and kidnapped him, driving him from New Jersey to Lake Ozark, Missouri. He was blindfolded, beaten, and threatened with death. Fortunately, he was able to finally escape the kidnappers, and they were arrested. Now, back in New Jersey, Mr. Mueller is understandably still shaken by the experience and fears reprisal from the relatives of his abductors. So, he wants to protect himself. So he applied for a gun permit. He was denied. Twice. And the reason given for the denial? The Superior Court judge who ruled in the case said that Mr. Mueller provided, quote, "no proof of justifiable need," unquote, to carry a firearm. So to be clear, Mueller was severely beaten, electrically shocked, abducted, held captive hundreds of miles from his home, threatened with death, and now fears future reprisals. And according to the state of New Jersey, that demonstrates no justifiable need. That is outrageous. For more information on these stories and up-to-date legislative alerts, please visit our website at www.nraila.org.